Hi everyone, it's me, Nina. Just thought that I would take a few minutes and just have a chit chat with you guys today, since it's been a while since I've been on, regular. I did have that little video yesterday that I made about the chicken food, but I just kind of wanted, I guess I feel like I owe you guys something when I'm not on, even though I don't. But it's just, I think that it's, you guys follow me and you've all become such friends of mine and you care about me and I care about all of you. And I just want to thank you for being there for us. I haven't been that great feeling. I've been not feeling that great, I should have said. And instead of getting on and feel like I was going to be whining about not feeling well, I thought, well, I'll just stay off and not make a video because I can't make one when I'm feeling bad. Well, then I was talking to my oldest sister, Patty, and she said that I should still make videos if I can, if I feel like it at all. And because for one, my niece April and the boys, her boys like to watch, and gosh, I'm thankful for that. They're such a special family. They're the ones that are missionaries over in Haiti, and that makes me feel good to know that the boys would miss their great Aunt Nina if I wasn't on to make a video. This one will be boring for them, but April let them know I'll try to get the chickens and stuff on as soon as possible. I've been having a few little things going on with my heart. I'm not even sure where I left off at, but I had went to the doctor and had a EKG done, and they upped both of my heart medications. Well, they doubled them both. And I've been kind of like running out of breath and can't do a whole lot, and just energy has been like pits. And I guess it's just because I have coronary heart disease. Even though I've had that triple bypass, my heart's still bad. It's enlarged. It's got something that they call a fourth sound, a gallop. That's exactly how they worded it. And so it just shows that my heart is not very good. And I kind of, when I heard that news, I kind of felt a desire to get out and see this beautiful, beautiful country that we live in. So we thought about that. We thought about getting a camper and all those things, and it financially, we couldn't do it. I would have settled for a van, My uncle graciously was going to sell me his van, but it was priced over the Blue Book price, and of course the bank wouldn't loan on it, and I don't have cash laying around, for that. And for a few minutes today, it honestly got me down. I'm human. And sometimes I am a dreamer. I am a dreamer. My mom always has said that about me. But sometimes my dreams have gotten me through some very tough times in my life. And to me, there's nothing wrong with dreaming, because I know if those dreams don't come true right now, they still could in the future. And if they don't come true right now, I'm not going to get angry with God for not, supplying what I thought that I absolutely needed. I didn't need it. It was a want. And, I'm 57. I've been through, like you guys, all of you, we've all been through things in life that is tough. And we know that even if it doesn't happen, I read a thing, actually I posted it on Facebook today. It was about if your dreams don't come true, the sun's still shining, and I'm not going to word this right because I can't remember exactly, but it was the sun's still shining. Dance and sing and be happy and rejoice in what you do have, because there's always tomorrow, and tomorrow's always a better day. It didn't say that last part, but the reason I thought of that was today, after everything happened and things, I guess they went in such a way that we knew we weren't going to be able to do what I had wanted to do. I wanted to get out and see the world. Well, at least the United States that we could drive in. And I was thinking in the back of my mind that the shape that my heart's in, you know, I might not be around for very long. Who knows? I mean, who am I? I'm not God. He made my heart. He caught when I was having a heart attack. It started slowly. I was having a small heart attack for 3 days before I actually had the big one. And I had thought that I was having heartburn, and you know, before the heart attack really showed up. And he gave me the peace of mind. I woke Steve up. We went to the hospital. And when my numbers got back, there's a certain number, and right now I can't think of it, but the hospital can tell if you've had a heart attack. If they check your blood when you come in, and I think they check it in 24 hours. And if it's above, I think above 0 even, anything slightly above 0 is actually heart damage. And mine was over 15,000. So they knew, you know, that I had had a bad heart attack. But, you know, God took care of me then. And I could have very easily, you know, passed away that day, and that's been over 1.5 years ago. So I am thankful. I am thankful for every single day that I've had since then. More so than I was the entire beginning of my life. I think I've always been appreciative of everything that I've ever gotten. But living and breathing and seeing the beautiful sunshine and seeing my beautiful grandchildren and my son, my handsome son I love with all my heart, and my husband he's been my best friend, and he is just, you know, he's everything to me. I could have left them all, but God see fit that I didn't. So after I got over feeling sorry for myself, thinking, oh, I might not have that long to live, and you know, blah blah blah, none of us are guaranteed tomorrow, and I know that. And so I put that all behind me, and I told Steve, I said, let's go for a ride. It'd be good to get out of the house, talk. It seems like, you know, it's just me and him. But when we're home, you've got the TV, and you've got your phone, and you've got computers, and you've got Willow, our dog, interrupting us. And when we go for a ride, we don't turn the radio on, and we just talk. So that's our go-to little plan that we do. So we went for a ride today, and we talked about, you know, we don't know God's will. He might have something better in store for us. Maybe a nicer camper. Maybe, you know, we don't know. We don't know his plans. And then again, he might not want us to travel. You know, there could be reasons. And I trust God. I truly do, with everything of my life. And as we were traveling, we took a lot of roads we had never been on before. And after we got done riding around the places we didn't know, we came across a road that we knew absolutely where it led to, and it led to where Steve grew up at in the country. So we started down that road, and before we got to the farm where he grew up at, you could actually see the farm. Not too far away, there was a young man standing almost in the middle of the road. And tall, real tall. He reminded me of my oldest grandson, Leland. Not his looks, but his size. He was, you know, Leland is like a man, and he's 14 years old, and extremely tall, you know, way taller than me and Papa. I don't even know how tall he is. But anyway, when I seen that young man in the road ahead of us, he's waving this. After he got done doing that, and we were slowing down, he was like this. And that touched my heart so much. I'm like, he was like praying, please stop for me, please help me. And oh my goodness, how could you turn that down? You know, in today's day and time, it's kind of scary, to be truthful, to stop a car. And Steve was actually going to go up around him, and I told him, I said, no. And I would never do that. But something about this young man, we stopped and I barely rolled the window down a little bit, and our car stays locked as long as it's in gear, you know. So, I mean, it's out in the country and this poor kid's walking, you know, and I didn't know how old he was. You know, he could have been, I thought for sure he was at least 19 or 20. And so I rolled that window down a little bit and I asked him if he was okay. And he kind of hesitated and he looked real nervous. And I said, are you okay? And he said, no. And I said, what's up? What's going on? He said, well, if you're going that way, which we were, not as far as he needed to go, but he said, if you're going that way, could I get a ride? And there's a school up there, used to be an old school that Steve went to. It's still there, but they don't use it anymore. And then they built a new one beside it. And, you know, I looked at Steve and, you know, we were kind of whispering between each other and we just weren't sure what to do. And school was out. You know, it was about 5 o'clock maybe today, something like that, around 5 o'clock. I first said, you know, what's up? Where are you from? Where are you coming from? And he said, up the road. And I looked at him and I went, no. Which road? Where are you? Where'd you walk from? And because I wanted to be sure what was going on with this kid. He was nervous, and then that set me a little bit nervous because I wasn't sure if he was nervous because he had done something he shouldn't have, or was going to do something he shouldn't have, or if he was just nervous because he had asked complete strangers to take him for a ride to the school. So he finally told us, not exact, but he told us which road, and we knew because Steve, like I said, had grown up in that area. And so he's standing by the door, and he's still nervous, jittery, stepping foot to foot, which is something that my grandson would do. My grandson would have been very polite, and I mean, he acted like this kid. When I looked at that kid, I seen my grandson and his actions and in a lot of ways. So that kind of softened my heart because I thought, this poor kid, And so I asked him, I said, did you graduate from that school? And he said, no. He said, and him hauled around about something, and he was still in school, enrolled in school. Well, anyway, long story, and it went on for a couple minutes because we just weren't sure. I finally looked at him, and I know that a lot of people are going to think that this is probably bad of me to say, but Steve, he carries a concealed weapon. And if this kid had anything that he was going to do bad, I wanted him to know ahead of time. And this is what I told him. I looked him right in the eye, and I said, hey, if we give you a ride, I want you to know that I hope you're not planning on doing anything bad, because my husband carries a gun. And the kid looks at me with the saddest look on his face. He said, if he wants to, he can blow my brains out. So we unlocked the car. So we unlocked the car doors. And I moved my seat way up because he was long-legged. He was a tall boy. And he got in the car, and he was so thankful. And I turned around in my seat and I said, first of all, tomorrow is going to be a better day. I said, I don't know what your story is. I don't know you. But I do know from a lot of life experiences that tomorrow will be a better day. And he said, I don't know about that. So we started talking, and we shared a little bit with him. And he started just easing up. It was over a 3-mile ride from where we picked him up to where he needed to go. And it's cold. We're supposed to get like 4 or 5 inches of snow later tonight. But I told him, I said that, I said, we are both Christians. And I said, my husband's actually a preacher. I said, so we are going to be keeping you in prayer. And I felt the kid. I remember being a young kid. I don't know what he was going through, but I remember sometimes life you just wouldn't know what to do. And I wanted him to know. I didn't know what happened. You know, I don't know what caused him to have to walk that long distance, because he had already walked a long way to get to where he was. And I don't know why. When we dropped him off at that school, there was other people there, and I asked him, I said, are you going to be okay? Is someone going to be here for you? Because I was afraid to leave him, you know, by himself. And then we noticed there was a track meet and stuff going on. So hopefully he was going to go and be with his friends and just hang out and whatever had happened. Maybe he got in an argument with his parent, or, you know, we don't know. Some things when you're young will just throw you over the edge because you just don't know how to deal with it. It could have been something as simple as that. It could have been, you know, who knows? You could just speculate. And my mind is like that. I kept thinking of all kinds of things, you know. But the kid was, he's a sophomore, and he's not doing good in school. And just in that 3-mile ride, he shared a lot as far as in our country schools, we have a vocation school that you can go to in your junior and senior year of high school. And Steve had did that. Steve had went to the same school that this kid was going to now, and then for his junior and senior year, he went to this vocational school. So he asked the young man if that was something that he had thought about doing. Steve was telling him how much he really liked it, and the young man said, well, if I can get accepted. And I said, school's tough, isn't it? And he said, yeah, it's really tough. And I said, oh man, I remember them days. So I told him that. This kid helped me today. This kid let me realize that at certain times in our lives, our journeys, they change, you know. From one year to the next, we might go through something that, if we would think about it, like for right now, if I would have known a year and a half ago that I was going to have a really bad heart attack and have a triple bypass, I would have been terrified. I would have not been able to handle that news. But when it happened, and God was right there with me and helped me become strong through it all, I managed. That boy reminded me of all of that happened when I was young. And if I wouldn't have had people praying for me, what would have my life been like? What would have I turned out to be? You know? I'm thankful for the road that God put me on in more ways than one. I'm thankful that when we obey Him, He shows us things that He does for us every single day, the blessings that He bestows upon our lives. You know, we have a nice little, it's little, but it is a beautiful little house that I am so thankful for. I have a beautiful family that I'm thankful for. I'm still here a year and a half after all of that, and I am so thankful for that. And I have all of you that I know that will pray for that boy. I don't know his name, nothing about him, other than that he needs prayer. And he needed Steve and I to pick him up today. In more ways than one, we picked him up today. So when things have you down and you're not sure which way to go, look up. Always look up and pray and leave it in God's hands. You know, our pastor, when I told him that we would be praying for him, he said, thank you. And it was a beautiful, beautiful car ride. I felt him, you know, relax. And when he got out, he waved. And so, yeah, I know that you guys are going to lift him up in prayer. Okay, that's all I'm going to say today. Sorry I was so emotional, but this is life. And I have shared we're never too old to learn new lessons. First time Steve and I had ever picked up somebody that was wanting a ride. Have a great night. I'll talk to you on the next video. Take care.